Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza, where it's your Let's Play 2. Today we are starting a new series, or possibly a one-off, although I have a feeling I'm going to be kind of addicted to this one. This is Project Highrise, a game that, as of recording, is not out yet. It should be out supposedly toward the end of summer of 2016, I believe, and I did receive the game for free, but I was not compensated in any other way to play it. So Project Highrise is a game that kind of speaks to my heart. It's a skyscraper management simulator, and I'm just going to jump right into it with a scenario. You can see I've done 2 scenarios here, and I've unlocked a few, still have a few others that are locked. Federal Center, just random one. The government center in this city has become too small and crowded to deal effectively with the increasing needs of bureaucracy. It's become enough of a problem that the government has considered moving some of the offices to another city. The mayor is adamant that those jobs stay here. Alright, so we are going to be building a tower to try to attract government agents to stick around, which is kind of nice. And we are starting with a very tiny building. So we have 3 scenario goals, and one of the nice things about this game is that scenarios have an infinite time limit. Now, there is a lot of waiting around in this game, or at least there is the way I play, so there may be some time skips here and there. But you can see we have 3 levels of scenario goals. One, we need 200 office workers, which is going to be incredibly easy. We need 25 law offices plus $75,000 of daily revenue, and we need... let's see, 400 office workers, 5 government regional offices, and 125,000 daily revenue. This place is going to be huge. So there is also a sandbox mode, though I haven't played it, although the game is pretty similar no matter which way you play. I'm not going to go over every little icon and number here. The tutorial does a great job of that, and you can probably see for yourself whether you would enjoy this game. So we need to start turning a profit immediately. We only have we are making a loss of $270 a day. You can see our clock over here. The money is taken out or added at midnight, so we have 12 hours to get something accomplished here before we lose some cash. So, well, let's work on that. Let's see, if we need 25 law offices, let's make some law offices real quick. So, expanding your tower is pretty easy. You can see we don't have a whole lot of room to work with now. Wow, we can actually get pretty tall, though. 40 floors max right now, so we got plenty of room to work with. Right now, we only have 1 basement floor, even though we can go 10 floors below. So... all we need to do is make some expansions here. So I tend to play a little repetitively, I suppose you would call this. For better or worse, Project Highrise currently, in its beta state, does not have a tremendous amount of unpredictability in it. And to me, that is its biggest drawback. Now, I don't want to start off by just smashing the game, because I really, really like this game. Just to give you a little bit of background on me, simulations are my favorite game type, and one of my favorite games of my history was Sim Tower, and I believe Sim Tower is pretty much the only other game that does anything sort of similar to this one. So even though it may be a little unfair to compare Project Highrise to Sim Tower, which came out I think in the mid-90s, the comparisons are kind of obvious. And one of the problems I have with, after putting 12 hours into Project Highrise, is everything is a little too similar. All the scenarios are a little similar because they require the same, motions to get the same goals accomplished. You build offices for early income. You build houses to increase your influence, which leads to other things, and so on and so on. The scenarios kind of limit you. For example, let's see. Yeah, we don't have apartment rentals in this scenario. Although it seems everything else is up. So it'll be a little tough to get influence, because you generally get influence by having apartments. But that is okay. We will deal with that. So our little handymen are building floors for us. You can sort of see with all the ladders and debris, these are unfinished. These are finished, though, so we can add some offices down here on the second floor. We'd also add them on the ground floor, but personally, I like keeping my ground floor reserved for, like, personal offices, you know, once we start expanding the business. Because eventually we're going to get this, an operations office rather, that'll help us increase the size of our tower. Right now, one step at a time. Let's get some legal offices going. No potential tenants, so we'll pay $100 to get to send an ad out. In the meantime, I suppose we can add... Wow, no insurance offices, no creative office. Oh, creative offices... Oh yeah, not available in this scenario. This is really limiting, which is good. I mean, in the sandbox mode, obviously, and other scenarios, you don't have so many limits on what kind of offices you can build. And if you guys are interested, I'll do more than just a one-off or a short series of this game. You can see the full power of what you can build. Although right now, looks like we can only drop in an accounting office, but even this tenant doesn't want to move in. Needs a greater variety of food court restaurants. Alright. So now that we know that, we'll also expand out this way. My towers tend to look pretty boring. If you have ever seen any of my Sims Let's Plays, you know that I tend to build for function over form, which means they tend to look a little ugly and squarish, whether we're talking about rooms in The Sims, or floors in a skyscraper, or anything like that, but it always works right, and I love things that work right. I'm gonna speed up time again, and I think my ad is... Oh, yeah, there we go. Wow, 7 legal offices. Cool. And everybody is good to go in. So when you mouse over, you see how much they're going to pay. Some of them need phone lines. All of them need electrical lines. And you can see at the bottom there, they expect courier services and copy services, buildings that we already have on the ground floor. Eventually, we'll have to build more services, and you'll definitely see that in action, because with all these legal offices I'm dropping in, we will probably not be able to make that demand, or meet that demand. I'll just stop at these 7 for a moment, and we need to get utilities hooked up. So utilities, like everything else in the game, is just drag and drop. All you have to do is click the utilities button here. You have your electricity, phone, cable TV, water, and gas. We only need those first 2. You just grab it and stretch it all the way across. Now this leads to... First of all, this leads to a bug I found, because you just saw how I dragged across and managed to spend $10 per bit, and you can do that, but even though I have found a bug that even though you're supposed to go 1 at a time, you can actually go 2 tiles at a time, like that, so you actually save money. You can do your utilities at half price. I assume once the developer watches this video, that bug is going to be zapped. So you can see I'm going just 1, and even the icon basically says you can't put a wire here, but I left click and I put a wire anyway. Wait a minute. Can I go? Oh, okay. It is only 2 at a time. So, now this is one thing that also bothers me about this game. I feel that, oops. Come on. Yep, now we have a switchboard going, and even though this one's kind of pricey, I know we're going to need a lot of phone lines, so I don't mind building a pricey one for now. Anyway, so all this click dragging, I get it, but personally I'm a huge fan of interfaces that don't require extra steps and extra dragging, and one thing I would like is if there was a utility 2 button or a wire 2 button. So for example, I could click this and then just say click this, and it would make all the lines from the nearest switch box by itself without having me to click drag, because this gets annoying when you have a lot of floors and a lot of other things in the way to worry about, especially with that bug. You're sort of you sort of have this weird conflict whether you want to go every other tile and save money or just do this real quick and be done. I really think they should have a line 2 that basically auto path finds the closest switch box, so it makes the line by itself, takes all the money out in one go, and it'll speed you up a little bit. There are some interface hiccups currently that are similar to that, like our maintenance guy here. These guys, when offices start breaking down, the paint starts wearing out, these guys get to go and repair it. And you can select individual offices to do that. And right now we don't have any rundown offices, but they will come. And we can individually order which office to fix, although we can also click this office and hit renovate all tenants. But once again, I feel that it would be better for the player, for better interfacing, if you can just have the maintenance people go on their own with your permission. Maybe a little switch in the maintenance office that you click and it just says auto repair or something, and then money is just taken out automatically. Because once you have an office building that's 40 floors large and you have hundreds of offices, it's really obnoxious to go into the maintenance office every day, especially when you have enough profit that it doesn't matter. Because in this scenario, if we want $125,000 of daily revenue, we are going to have tons of cash, and we will not have to worry about the cost of repairing things. But if there was a way that they could auto-repair, then you could make sure that the tenants remain happy at all times. Just something to help the player out when there's so much going on that, I mean, realistically, your building manager of a massive tower would not get calls every single time an office starts to have paint peeling off the walls. But again, don't ever take any of these criticisms as slamming the game. I love this game, and I just want to see it be awesome and succeed. And so what I'm in now is the decorative elements. I'm going to give a little bit of decoration to my lower floors. You can see this costs me nothing, but it's just nice. Plus it matches the left side of the lobby. Usually I'm function over form. Sometimes I'm form over function. Alright, we're going to fill in these offices. You know what? I'm just going to run another ad. It's cheap, only $100. And we still do need some food going. Go into double speed here. Eventually my peeps will come over here and repair this. And once we get an office, if we can get some influence for an office, influence comes from your apartment residence and select offices. Usually you can go for that really early. Influence allows you to unlock powerful additional buildings and offices to improve your overall tower. But again, right now, we do not have that because I can't build anything to give me influence. But they will come. Oh yes, if you build it, they will come. So right now you only have 2 builders to start off with, and I wish they moved a little faster than they do. That's one reason why I want the operations room. The operations room will eventually allow me to build more construction offices. Actually, can I build a second construction office yet? I don't think I can. No, I can build a second maintenance office, but not a second construction office. To build a second construction office, I need an operations office. To build an operations office, I need influence. To build influence, uh-oh. Not enough electrical transformers in the building. Well, I am on that. Let's see. Would actually be cheaper per day for me to destroy each of these small electrical transformers and replace them with a medium one, but I don't think I have enough money to afford a medium one. 2,000, I guess I do, but let's wait until midnight and I can get paid. So we need more cafes and restaurants as well, and you can designate zones for that. You have food courts, cafes, It's nice to have a variety in the game, so I always try to do one of each. And I'm just going for whoever's paying the most. So Mary's Bakery here also needs water, as you can see in those requirements down there. So we'll have to hook up some pipes as well. Easy, easy, easy. We are in good shape so far. Just extend the building a little. Now, when you build, when you have utility closets, wiring closets, or plumbing closets, for whatever reason, your construction workers don't need to finish those rooms to take advantage of it. The game does not exactly explain itself 100% well, so like I don't entirely understand why the rules are a little inconsistent. It could just be, well, who knows? Who knows why the rules are inconsistent? It could be bug, it could be just that's the way it was designed. So, who knows? Why do I have some lines here for no reason? Well, I could delete them, but they're not actually costing me anything, so might as well leave them just in case we have to expand that direction. Alright, double speed, guys. Hurry, 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 hurry. So the beginning of the game, the beginning of the scenarios are always a little slow as you try to get everything organized and started here. Now we have Mary's Bakery, we have Black Spoon Burritos. God, Mexican sounds really good right now. And the daily budget summary looks kind of negative, but we did a lot of building, which is why we have such a big red line. We're not doing bad. We're making 615 a day, and we could sit on that and just, you know, sit back and get some money. Let's see. So the prestige level, which is the star, indicates how nice and wonderful your tower is. And we only have 1 prestige, and we need 2 prestige to unlock medium offices. As you can see, we'll gain 1 more prestige from having a population of 40 people. We currently have 33 people. All we need is 7 more offices. And, whoa, yes, I know, thank you. Thank you. All I said was it's raining, so we have fewer visitors coming. Because when you start off, the only way to access your tower is a bus stop, and people don't want to walk around in the rain and bus around in the rain. Eventually you can get a metro station to take care of that, one thing at a time. So if I add another whole floor, I'll have enough room for 9 offices. Might be testing my income a little bit, but it's okay. So you can add stairs or elevators to traverse the floors. Elevators cost more maintenance and more of an initial cost than stairs, but nobody likes walking upstairs. And unlike Sim Tower, your elevators are magic, which I don't know whether I like better or worse. I think I like it better. In Sim Tower, elevators were actually simulated by car, and you had to be really careful about where you placed your elevators, how many cars you put in your elevators, and so on. Like, that was an actual important piece of information that you had to decide, and there was a lot of strategy involved about dealing with your elevators. Now, in this game, it doesn't work like that. In this game, everything's magic, and the elevators basically just warp people to whatever floor they need to go to. I like that system. It's more simplistic. It's less realistic. That's why I don't know whether I like it better or worse overall, but it is what it is, and it makes the game fun and less strenuous, so that's probably for the overall better. Alright, so we will build some more legal offices, and that will probably, as we approach 20 minutes, take care of this episode as well. So I will keep going for a short while. I don't know how long I'll carry this one, but if you guys are interested in seeing more whoa. Okay, forgot to add utilities. Oops. Once again, I wish there was a wire too, and this is what I'm talking about, how obnoxious this gets. Of course, again, I'm taking advantage of a bug right now to make this cost a lot less money for me. But anyway, so if you want to see more Project Highrise, please let me know in the comments below. just give me a shout out if it's something you want to see more of. I can play this game all day. It's really enjoyable to me. And again, it's still in beta. The game is not out yet, so it's going to get even better. I suppose in the next episode I'll talk more about the unpredictability, or rather lack thereof, in this game, and try to explain why I have that critique. But again, this game is currently unfinished and not out yet. Some of the features I critique about may be coming. Who knows? Maybe the developer likes me enough that they'll even take some of my suggestions, and I doubt it. I doubt I have that much influence, but who knows. Anyway, my point is, hopefully you enjoy this game. Leave a comment below if you want to see more of it. I will at least probably try to finish this scenario, though I don't know how many episodes it will take. But I can play all day, and I'd be happy to show you some of the more advanced features of the game as well. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.